What did we get next? We got The Giant, which is a remake of Derisa, which it's Derisa. Look it up, the German pronunciation. So Black Ops 3 Zombies is the best. So why is it the best? I'm sure you've heard your favorite zombies YouTuber, heard your friends say that Black Ops 3 Zombies is the absolute best of all time. Is it about that original content that came out with Black Ops 3 Zombies that makes it the absolute best zombies experience of all time? We got Shadows of Evil at launch, and I honestly remember people were skeptical. Different characters from Ultimus and from Premise. Completely new setting with Morgue City, completely new set of characters. And I remember people were pressed. People were pissed off. They didn't know what we were gonna get. And honestly, I think it took a little bit to grow on people. I've started to see Shadows of Evil listed in the best all-time list, but it took a minute because it's not the characters that we're used to. But quite frankly, Shadows of Evil is probably one of the best, and in my opinion, the best map we've ever gotten. It's all about perspective in that case, but S tier map, in my opinion, the best map of all time. So what did we get next? We got The Giant, which is a remake of Derisa, which it's Derisa. Look it up, the German pronunciation. This is a rehash. It's not like one of what we would expect in terms of a fully built out map with a story-based Easter egg. Graphically, it's fine. I think it was an interesting throwback to some of these older maps that we're nostalgic for. We get into DE. And this is where it gets interesting because DE is another one of the best maps of all time. I mean, I would put this up against any of the other maps that you would name as one of the potential best maps of all time, have DE as number 2 best map of all time. So in the first 3 maps that are released for Black Ops 3, you have, in my opinion, 2 of the best maps of all time. The map is nearly perfect. I think the Easter egg is one of the best all times. I think Origins Easter egg is better. The overall experience on DE is better than Origins because I have Origins 3rd best all time. The premise characters from The Giant and from Origins at the end of Black Ops 2, just a really amazing map, aesthetically beautiful, well laid out, great wonder weapons, so much to be happy about with that map. And going straight into another great map, Zetsubou Noshima, which if this had been released on any other zombies game, this would be the best, one of the best maps on there. But given that it's up against Shadows of Evil, DE, and Gore Crovie, I think it's honestly one of the worst new maps. And I say that relatively because I think it's probably an A or a B tier, probably closer to an A tier. An A tier map. It just ends up being the worst new content that we got on Black Ops 3. I think it's a very innovative map. It kind of pushed the boundaries in terms of what we were used to and what we expect from a zombies map, integrating all of these different pieces of nature into a map. I think the map is aesthetically very captivating. Not a beautiful map like DE, but there's so many different captivating elements of the map itself. I would say at this point it's an A tier map. Listen to Gore Crovie, and Gore Crovie is in my top 5 all-time maps. And so I'd say that puts it very close to an S tier, if not a very high A tier map. I think the Easter egg itself, I found it to be a little bit more on the complex side as far as solo goes, but it's also a very gripping map. There's so much depth, so much to that story. The storyline itself, the map, it all blends together very well. I thought the Easter egg was great. Depending on who you ask, this might be one of the best boss fights in the game. I mean, this was such a fun, enjoyable boss fight in Gore Crovie. I love the map layout. It's huge, but I think it was done well. When you see some of these bigger maps that are done well, Gore Crovie is one of the maps that is a massive layout, but it does it well and does it in a captivating way. That takes us into Revelations, which was the last original map before we got into Zombie Chronicles. And depending on who you ask, yes, it's derivative of all of these previous experiences and all of these older maps, but I thought this was a great blend of maps that we had nostalgia for. I think what I've heard is this map is too derivative of these maps that we love and these experiences that we harken back to. I don't agree with that. I think it was a very nice blend of all of these different elements of maps that we love from previous experiences. I think it's probably an A tier map. So when we go Shadows of Evil S tier, the Giant B tier, DES tier, Zetsubou Noshima A tier, Gore Crovie S tier, Revelations, even if you're saying A or B tier, this is easily the best zombie game out there. I mean, what other game could touch this? Because you talk about something like Black Ops 1 and you don't really have that full blend of maps with story-based Easter eggs yet. It's just such a blend of less fully built out maps, and something like Call of the Dead has an Easter egg, but it's not a fully built out Easter egg. Moon is a fully built out Easter egg, but it's such a blend. It is, I think Black Ops 1 firmly has number 2 status, but there is nothing that can compete with Black Ops 3 in terms of the overall depth of quality in terms of maps. So I'm interested to hear what you guys have to say. I mean, it would be really difficult to change my mind on this. I think Black Ops 4 is fine. It has a few good maps, but Black Ops 3 is pretty much undefeated in terms of the overall total number of amazing maps in one experience. And this isn't even counting Zombie Chronicles. You throw Zombie Chronicles in it, and hands down, it's the greatest ever by a long shot. So guys, let me know what you have to say. If you disagree with me, let me know what you think. If you're interested in this and future COD Zombies content, make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on post notifications. Have a good day, guys.